Good morning, guys. Today's date is November 6th, 2019. And it's about 8:15 a.m. here in Northern California. And, we're starting our training with, our existing new recruits that are just, getting released. And on the phone, I have Jennifer, I got Pochi, Orlando, and Chris. I thank you guys for joining the training. Like I've said in the last few days, this is the hardest part of, the training process is the first few days, right? Because everyone's anxious. Everybody wants to get going, wants to start making money. But I won't release an agent until I fully know he's trained. He understands the psychology of the sale, and he understands exactly what's needed to close at a high rate. So I wanted to do this little video for everybody out there that watches my YouTube channel, whether you're watching us through Facebook, LinkedIn, or any other form of communication. This is for you, because it's so easy, for an agent to think, oh, well, those guys have success because they've been doing it forever, or those guys have success because they have some special leads, or those guys have success because they already have money. And the reality is we have success because we show up every single day and work and look in the mirror in order to better ourselves. So with that said, I wanted to interview Chris Wolf. Chris, you're 3 days, right, since you've been softly released from training. And for everybody that's listening to that, what that means is the first 20 presentations that our agents make, we consider that to be a soft release. We are going to watch every presentation you make. We're going to be there to see your losses of why you didn't make closes. And after 20 presentations, then we feel that the agent's formally released. So let me ask you a question. I know you've had a lot of experience in the past. And there's no secret that, you're an X Assurance IQ agent, right? X, okay? X, not current, X. So you've worked on the phones in other platforms, Chris.
Yes, that's correct. I do have telesales experience.
Right, but being straight to the point, what is the difference that you have experienced working here with our group, right? And second, on your third day, you're carrying a 40% closing ratio on first contact. What has that been like?
I really feel like with Millennial Liberator, I've really had the opportunity to be mentored and trained one-on-one to really fine-tune all of my skills. I know that in various positions that I've held in the telesales insurance industry, it was very good, but I wasn't necessarily given or provided specific details on how to overcome rebuttals and how to really make sure that the client is taken care of. Just being with Millennial Liberator for just over a week now, I've really fine-tuned my skills more significantly because the training is much more in-depth and they truly do care about your success versus just sales. They really care about you learning versus just you selling. Because if you can learn how to sell,
and we do.
Yeah. If you can learn how to sell,
we truly do.
Yeah, then you can really just be successful. So they're focused on the overall success, the agent, rather than just getting a sale. And that's really helped me in turn around my skills. Even just in the first week, I'm closing at 40%.
It's incredible. You've taken 10 transfers, okay? 10. You've closed out 4 apps. Chris, most field agents that are listening to this, they don't close 4 apps all week. You did that within 3 days from the comfort of your home office in beautiful Southern California. And, going back to what you're saying over the fact that we do care, that's what's brought us a lot of success. For years, I did a lot of mass recruiting. I was recruiting over 100 people a month for door sales, right? Door to door, just recruiting machine. But when I really took a step back and realized that you can recruit all day long But if as leaders, you don't sit there and really take the time to train your agent, to get into the mind of your agent, to help them have breakthroughs when it comes to closing deals. Because I've said this in the past, selling is one thing, closing is a complete other. Well, man, I'm really excited for you, and I'm proud of what you've done. I thank you, because you're a humble guy, man. You haven't showed us no bad attitude. You just shown up. You've learned our program, and here you're having success. And this is just going to continue to grow, Chris. It's just going to continue. So I appreciate for that, man. If anybody contacts you on social media, Chris, it's you know why it's because you're a 40% closer, and I project you're going to be over 50%. So if anybody's hearing this, hey, and you know, we don't poach agents, but if you've ever worked at Assurance IQ and you're an ex-agent and you got no conflict there, give me a call. We would love to talk to you. We would love the opportunity to train you and put you on the phone so you can have success. I have over 5 people that have come from Assurance IQ as ex-agents, and they're all writing business and they're loving it. So thank you, Chris. I also have Jader Mayorga. We call him Pochi. And Pochi, for those of you guys that don't know, he is Orlando Mayorga's younger brother. And, you know, Orlando's my partner in Virtual Final Expense. And we're going on 3 years of, you know, working together, selling insurance every day, and building this agency. And it hasn't been easy. I would love to say that we have thousands of agents, but that's not the case. We have a small group of 36 people that are committed. And, you know, for me, it's always nice when family, you know, decides to join the business. So Jader, what was it for you, you know, as you know, a lot of youngsters that are in college, instead of wanting to get into this insurance industry, they're running from it, right? Because of the bad connotation, unfortunately, the business is taken over the years. You know, as a student, not just of life, but also a higher, you know, you're a highly educated person. What was it, being a little brother to Orlando?
Well, for me personally, I mean, I've been listening to Orlando talk about the business that you and him have been trying to build out for the past couple of years now. And like you said, yeah, I've been mostly immersed in my studies, trying to finish my degree. I'm also involved a little bit in cryptocurrencies. But then something came to me where I had to figure out, how can I raise capital as quickly as possible and as efficiently as possible? Like you just said, right, from the comfort of my own home. And then it clicked, you know, that light bulb went off, and it was right under me. It was right under my nose the whole time. And it's exactly this. Once I started digging a little deeper, I realized that the earning potential, it's amazing, especially once you're able to be part of a team that provides you all the tools for you to succeed. And just to piggyback off of what Chris just said, it's exactly that, right? That you're able to provide the tools for us to succeed. Because yes, telesales or anything telephone related does have a bad connotation. You know, it's just a lot of calling. But this, what I realized is this is the opposite. This is a boutique operation.
You there? I lost you. I lost you, Jader. What did you say? I heard boutique.
Right. I'm sorry. I got an Amber Alert coming in. Something's happening here where I'm living in South Florida. But yes, exactly that it's a boutique operation where it's about quality, not so much quantity, right? It's about just writing good business, writing business that's going to stay on the books, so you don't have to deal with any chargebacks or any vectors for the individual agents. And then definitely, I mean, and an added bonus is being able to work from home. That just eliminates a lot of overhead, a lot of time wasting of just staring at the windshield, just gas, time, stress. It's tiring to be on the road, you know.
You know, I say, I hate to say this, but I believe door knocking is a young man's sport. You know, I started door knocking when I was 25 years old, and trust me, it's a grind to knock on doors every single day. It's not easy. I mean, so pick your poison, right?
Yeah.
All right, Jada. Well, man, I'm excited, man. You know, we made a commitment to train you, and you've shown up every single day. You have a great attitude, and you know, I predict that you're going to do very, very well with us because of just your overall demeanor, bro. So thank you for the opportunity to show you what we do. And you know, the system is not in question. We as agents are in question. And let me share with you why. The insurance industry is not in question. It's an industry that's been in business for longer than any of us have been here. The salesmanship and closing is not in question because those are skills that we can learn and implement, and it's going to make us successful. It's us. And lastly, I have Jennifer Chang. And Jennifer, you know, you're an awesome person, you know, and I'm really happy that, you know, Ray introduced me to you. And I always talk about word of mouth marketing, which is my favorite. And that's how Jennifer came here. You know, I was just having a random conversation with an awesome guy by the name of Ray Encomienda and talking about virtual, right? And Ray's already doing virtual in the financial sector of, you know, IULs and all these other neat products that he sells virtually. He's doing virtual seminars, and he's having success. But after Ray saw my program, or even before that, I'll let Jennifer explain that. Jennifer, how exactly is it that Ray reached out to you? And can you share that story with us, please?
Sure. So I actually started in the insurance industry in PFA. That's kind of like, so I started learning the IULs and everything, and I was there for 2 years, and then I left, and I didn't really know what avenue I was going to go into, but then I discovered final expense, and then I started doing final expense, and I still maintained my friendship with Ray, and then he added, you know, final expense later on. And so from there, we would always talk about IUL, final expense, and then one day he just, you know, talked about you. He was like, call this guy, Laurel Herrera, and, you know, his platform sounds amazing. Call him up, and I think that this is a fit for you. So then, and as soon up immediately, like as soon your number, and then that's pretty much how I got connected.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I love it. Word of mouth marketing is the best.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we do these little videos. That's why I do my marketing the way I do it. So people, the public, have a way. You know, they want to reach out to you, right? And they ask you, hey, Jen, what's this all about? Let me know. Because one thing is for certain. We are not in the recruiting business. Unfortunately, we recruit because we want to build our business, but we built our business selling insurance every single day. And that's our model. So I'm happy he sent you our way. What has been a takeaway from you, being that you've been at organizations like PFA, who have tons of success, by the way? I think Mr. Wu, one of their big players over there, is like a $10 million a year earner. I mean, so they're having a lot of success. But what has been, Jennifer, the key difference from that organization to our organization, so that anybody that's listening here could say, you know what, that's me, or you know what, that's not for me? What would be that key difference?
The key difference is you're really learning the basics to the advance of a business. Like, for instance, how to keep your business, how to follow up with clients. Because over in an organization like PFA, you know, it's a whole different type of marketing, but they don't really they teach a lot of like recruitment and mindset, but over, you know, with telesales and just being in a more, I would definitely say this is not traditional, but in a more, in a different type of setting, that you're actually learning how to, you know, get your prospects, to following up, to keeping your business, to earn your renewals. Like that's something I have never experienced, is getting your renewals. And so I'm very excited here on learning how to do that and how to cultivate your business and build an agency.
And you know how you do it? You do it one app at a time. I know people don't want to hear that because it's a lot of work, right? Because we work our butts off to generate an app. That's the only way it happens. Here's another question for you. You're still in training, right? Mm-hmm. You haven't been softly released just yet, like Chris, right? But in a few words, can you explain to everybody listening what your training experience has been, and what you've done so far, what that interaction has been, so someone that's listening can understand what that interaction of training has been with you? Just an overview.
Okay, so for like a virtual office, it has been extremely detailed. I'm up early here in the West Coast, 7:30 in the morning, and I, pretty much working with Orlando and Laurel. They're just very excellent trainers. Like, they're very detailed. We're working with live transfer leads, and then we're analyzing, each call, and they're coaching you. They're providing, explicit coaching one-on-one, and that's something that I've never really had, and it's very detailed. And that's what I have to say about that. And they're training you from every level, and I'm still in training to do the follow-up, but I've already seen the process, and it's a very detailed program.
Do you remember the other day, I had a friend, Andrew Strange, on the phone, right? And you guys were part of that. And he said the following. He says, if you don't know why the client didn't buy at the end of the call, you haven't done your job correctly. And you're so right. Sometimes we just focus on the winning. We don't focus on the losses. And we never skill up. We stay the same. And that, honestly, that's what we believe is the problem with our industry. That's the distribution problem. That everybody that's in my position, Orlando's position, in any form of leadership, they're just so worried about selling you a dream, giving you a playbook that made Johnny Carpenter a millionaire 50 years ago, and then hoping to God that you're in the top 20%, right, of performers. The 80-20 rule? That's what they're hoping. 20% of the people do 80% of the work. So a lot of people recruit off that concept. We don't. I would rather spend my time screening people, looking for people like all of you that are serious, hardworking, humble, and show up every day and pour my experience, my knowledge, my resources into folks like you. Because in return, guess what? I make money, you make money. It's a two-sided partnership, not one-sided. I've been in situations where, they said it was a partnership, right? But it totally felt one-sided, right? Totally felt one-sided. And I made a promise to myself that I would never, ever put people in that position where they feel that way. And, that's why we focus on what we do. So with that said, guys, I appreciate you guys' testimonial. Like I said, this is done to put it out there. Let other people listen. Let other people listen to your guys' story, because we're growing, and we're looking to fill 94 positions just like you. And I made a commitment to show up every single day, to train just like I've been doing every single day. Orlando's made that commitment. Orlando's committed to that for years now. We ain't going nowhere unless the good Lord takes us home, right? All right. Well, let's go ahead and get the day started, Orlando.
let's go. Yeah. For those of you that wanna know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat or the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone in spite of the fact that some